welcome to Working On It. I'm Dr. A and I'm a clinical psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that you pick up on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice, they can help you along in your daily life. So let's get started. Today, we will be working on how to start having a better relationship with food. Now, even though we'll sort of just be scratching the surface and talking about it on a very foundational level, we're not going to get too deep into it. I did want to give a trigger warning because I know it is uncomfortable for some people to talk about it, whether it's food or body image. So if that is a little bit tough for you, please tune out and come see me in the next video. It is important to know that a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with food, which is tough because not only do we need to eat to survive, but also, unfortunately, it is connected to our body. Sometimes there is a connection with how much or how healthy or unhealthy or how little we eat to our body image. So we need it to stay alive. It does affect our body and how we would like to present ourselves to the world. And on top of that, most of our celebrations, most of our holidays, most of our get-togethers revolve around food. So if food and you have a very strained relationship or a little bit of a problematic relationship, it's hard because you can't just say, well, I'm just not going to deal with food because of the reasons that I just listed. It's in our everyday life, it's in our every celebration. So we have to try our best to work on figuring out how to have a better relationship with it. So today we're just going to get to the why. Why might it be difficult to just eat food with ease and not give it a second thought? A lot of the why comes down to control. What better way to exercise control in your life and show yourself that you are in charge and everything's okay and you have everything in order by controlling what food and how much or how little of it goes into your mouth, right? And sometimes the restrictions that we have around food are healthy, right? So if I'm lactose intolerant, I don't want to be just eating a bunch of dairy. Or if I decide that, you know what, sugar is not that good for you, and I restrict that out of my life, that's a good restriction as well. And there are many restrictions that are positive and healthy. However, it comes to a point sometimes where those rules that we have around food become too much and become unhealthy and harmful to us. So the why is control, and the rules is the second thing that I want you to take a look at. What kind of rules, and are they healthy or unhealthy, do you have around food? Now let's go back to the control part. Being a human being and feeling out of control in any part of your life is the same as saying feeling helplessness. Nobody wants to feel like things are just happening to them, especially things that make them feel uncomfortable or angry or upset. And nobody wants to feel helpless, like they can't get out. So again, this can be playing out in your relationship with food. I want you to look at what area in your life you might feel out of control in, that you might be taking out on the rules and restrictions you have about food. Again, these restrictions don't have to be major. They are for some people, but even as minor as saying, oh God, I shouldn't have had that piece of bread, or should I have really eaten that brownie? Oh, I'm gonna have to work it all off in the gym tomorrow, right? Even the little things that we constantly say about food might be problematic. Might, not necessarily. So take a look at your life and think about, where in my life might I feel out of control? Is it in my relationship that I feel stuck in or I'm unhappy in? Is it at work where I feel like I deserve more than I get and all I do is just work my butt off, right? Is it at home where I feel like people aren't respecting my boundaries, showing me appreciation? Are you feeling out of control in certain parts of your life? And is that coming out with food? So I just want you to explore those two areas, reflect on those two areas for yourself as a very, very foundation to later things that I want to teach you about having a better relationship with food. This is the important part for next time we might be looking at, for example, how to eat more mindfully, right? And so how to be more present, how to eat more mindfully, how to be at peace when you're having a meal, that will come later. But for now, let's lay that down the foundation of the why, control, that we discussed today. And are your restrictions healthy or unhealthy? Are they serving you and your health, or are they actually making you feel trapped and like you have to give in to them, right? Because if we have too many restrictions around food that are harming us and are unhealthy, our mind and body might stop telling us the really important thing it needs to tell us around food, which is when we are hungry and when we are full. So in order for everything to keep working as it should, in order for you to actually maybe get to a place where you're neutral or even enjoying meals rather than being self-conscious or thinking of what you can and can't do, let's take a look at it, like I said, and let's reflect on the control piece of it, okay? I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and in the next video, we'll be taking a turn away from food and talking about relationships in our life. We will be talking about what do love languages, when you hear people say love languages, what do they really mean and why they're important. I'll teach you all about it in the next time. Please hit subscribe and the notification bell, and you'll be alerted as my new videos become available so that you can build on the things that you've learned so far. You know what I'm gonna say? I want you to practice the things that we talked about today. Take a look at how you are day to day with food, how little or how much anxiety you have, and take a look at, like I said, control and the restrictions and the rules. Okay? You got this. I'll see you next time.